Good afternoon and welcome to OmniBros Live. It's just me right now. That's right. So it's my show. I'll get to do whatever I want. Good morning. Good afternoon to everyone out there. All you OmniBros fans. I'm Omnidog from Omnidog's Vault. Happy Easter on an Easter Sunday to you. That's right. Today we're going to be talking about comfort books. Books that give you a little comfort in these troubled times. So my co-hosts will be showing up. I know I have at least one. I have lost weight. Thank you, Martian Pilgrim. It's more because I'm worried than because I'm on a diet, but whatever, it worked. Yeah, I went like a couple of weeks and I didn't eat much, and I ended up losing weight. So there you go. So before we continue, let's talk about InStockTrades.com, where you can get your collected editions up to 50% off. Loyalty discounts add 2% to that. There's always an Omnibroslive code at the end of every quarter, discount code. IST is kind enough to give us a $50 gift card to give away to a viewer at the end of every month, which is wonderful of them. And if you order $50 or more in an order in the United States, you get free shipping. Fabulous customer service, fabulous packaging. That's InStockTrades.com. Woo! Hunter C, your first time catching a stream. How's it going, buddy? Thanks for being here with us. Here we have a co-host of mine, the fabulous Lou. How's it going, Lou?
I have risen, Jess.
You have risen?
Yes, I have risen from my bed this morning.
Ah, we didn't have to push a rock away?
No, nothing that tedious. Come on, like I would anyway. I would have just given up after the first shove.
Joe Chip, I am way more stylish than a Canadian lumberjack. This is a blue matching shirt to go with my outfit. So I think that I deserve a little more credit than just lumping me in with Canadian lumberjacks, although they could be stylish from what I know. Here is Drew Bloodworth. How's it going? The TMNT reading is going slowly because of Pilar Bloom. I'm anxious to get on to book 5, and he's slowing things up. I may just go ahead and read book 5 on my own. I don't know. I want to get to book 5 really quickly, and he's stuck busy doing taxes.
That IDW stuff is so great, man.
What's that?
The IDW Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is so great. It's so much fun.
Yeah, it really is. Thank you for the... Wait, what are you wearing? What's Gabe wearing in this?
Like a White Castle hat?
What is that?
Like a White Castle hat.
That is a classic grab. Wow. I don't remember that. That's hilarious. I always wear my Batman hat while reading comics. Awesome, Tasty Melon. Here's a question that we can speculate on. Since CGN is working with other distributors to release new books starting the 14th, would you know if IST plans to do the same? I think it's all guesswork and speculation on our part, but I haven't heard of any plans with them to be distributing new books. So I don't know. The answer is, well, the real answer is I don't know. My guess is that they are not going to do that, but they could be working on it behind the scenes, and we'd be the last to know. We'd find out when you guys do.
Mm-hmm. We're still waiting on mostly everybody, right?
I beg your pardon?
We're still waiting on mostly everybody.
Waiting.
Huh?
What are we waiting on?
Oh, we're still waiting on everybody else?
To join our talk?
Yeah.
Oh no, we can talk whenever we want.
Oh, I thought who else was? I thought Gabe was going to join us today.
I think he is, but when he joined, I think he's looking for books. He doesn't have the memory that you have, where you can just pull the books out of your head. And neither do I, quite frankly. I have a stack of books right here that I'm going to pull from.
Mm-hmm.
So 1990s flannel? No, I think it's like a couple of years ago.
That is not. That's not 90s flannel. I don't think that's.
I mean, if you're thinking grunge, man, this is.
Mm.
I'm styling. Come on.
That's not too bad. Yeah, I've seen like that's not flannel, you know?
No, right. No.
Like there's like, oh, okay, it's a flannel style, and then there's like flannel.
Yeah, this is made out of like corduroy or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, all right. Joe Chip meant it as a compliment. Okay. Well, then I take it as a compliment. If Canadian lumberjacks are rocking this look, then I approve. I think you need to interview Emily again. That's Emily's mother.
Hello.
Hello, Emily's mom. We would love to have Emily on again. Anytime she wants. That would be great. She was a great guest. Did you receive your stimulus check yet? I did not.
I haven't gotten my Trump bucks yet.
Don't call him that.
No, I'm sorry. I have not gotten my stimulus check yet. I apologize.
Here's a good question that we've actually been talking about. And you might be able to, I think maybe you're more involved in answering this question than I am. Is the situation in Japan with manga publishers similar to Diamond here?
I can't give you a straight answer because I really, but I asked Gio this, I think a few nights ago on a show, and his reply was, as far as he's aware, so far manga has not been hit the same way that that like Western comics have. So like volumes of manga are still coming out. Like I think a new volume of One Piece came out like a few weeks ago, or like a week ago, or is about to come out. So they're not even feeling it.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, they're apparently not feeling it. But I think without me knowing too much, I think they have more than just one publisher than Diamond. So that's kind of where their advantage lies.
More than one distributor, yeah.
Distributor, my mistake. Distributor.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and they don't. And I think manga is more widely circulated than just mom and pop stores in Japan, and we get it more as a novelty from Japan.
Yes, manga as a culture, manga is more widely accepted in Japan as well, as opposed to Western comics here, where it's gotten better, but there's still kind of that stigma of like, you read comics, so you must live in your mom's basement or something like that. There's still, unfortunately, that stigma's still sticking around, but it's not as prevalent as it used to be. I mean, hell, you go to conventions now, and I think it's more. There are almost more women at conventions than there are men at this point. So that stigma's kind of starting to fade as generations get older and more kids from my generation, and then my generation's having kids and they're being exposed to that stuff more. Where it's more now widely accepted, like, hey, you're growing up. It doesn't mean you have to give up your childhood things. You can still love the things you loved as a child. That I think that's more of like giving up everything you loved as a child is kind of, and don't take offense to this, it's kind of more of a boomer mindset. It's kind of more of into that type of age mindset where it's like, oh, now you're a man. You kind of have to put this stuff aside. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, I don't worry about insulting me. I'm not standing up for any boomers ever. They've ruined the world as far as I'm concerned. After the greatest generation saved the world, we took it and ruined it. So, yeah, no, don't worry about offending me. I mean, that is, as far as a diss, that is probably the most mic drop effective diss ever. The okay boomer diss. That is just so severe and so just like you can't even follow up to it. It's like the greatest just beat down ever.
Well, I don't lump you really into that category because you don't have that mindset. But there, you know,
Right.
that mindset is typically associated with your generation, whereas the generations after it, it's like, no, it's you can still love comics, you can still love video games, you can still love all the stuff you had as a child. You know, you don't have to give all of that stuff up. It's perfectly fine. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think part of where we started with this was that the manga is more woven with Japanese society, so you can find it everywhere. You don't have to just go to like a store specializing in manga. So I think it's so ingrained in the culture there that even though I have no idea what the situation is like in Japan right now, but I haven't heard of any manga slowdown. The only issue would be if the United States had trouble importing it. Unless, see, this is way out of my wheelhouse. I don't know how I don't even know if maybe some manga is published in the U.S. after it's translated or something. I actually don't know the answer to that, so I don't
know. There's typically a wait between Japanese release and Western release because there is a translation thing. Unless you go digital, with certain, mainly just Shonen Jump, which is a huge publisher in Japan. Shonen Jump is mostly day and date when it comes out over in Japan. It comes out over in the United States digitally and in English. Really a popular one, My Hero Academia. The new chapter of My Hero Academia dropped today in Japan. I just got a notification on my phone that I have it on my Shonen Jump app. So when I open up my Shonen Jump app, I can start reading it right away.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's pretty good. It's pretty cool.
That is cool.
I think they're just a little bit more ahead of the curve and have embraced digital far more than Western comics have.
You're saying that Japan has embraced digital comics more?
Japan and manga in general, I think they've just embraced it a lot more than Western comics have, and it's just ease of accessibility that's allowed them to do that. And that's why manga is more easily circulated, and also it's cheaper.
Yeah.
World. That's why it is. It's why I don't see kids in my school when I had a school. And when I was working at a school, we're all digital learning now. But I wouldn't see kids reading Batman or Superman. I would see them reading Naruto. I would see them reading Dragon Ball. I would see them reading My Hero Academia, Demon Slayer, that type of stuff. Like Spider-Man, they knew who Spider-Man was. You know, they know the Marvel films, but they didn't read the comics.
Yeah. Here's something from Taylor, who's telling tales out of school. Lou, don't let Just fool you. He severely scolded me when I said "Okay, boomer" to him a few months ago. That is true. It cuts deep when I hear that. That is a deep insult, and that's why I think it's so effective. And yeah, I actually am on the edge of the baby boom. I was born in 1959, and I think the cutoff is 1964.
Oh, you're right there, man.
Yeah, so I'm right in the very edge of it. And I don't know what the generation is called after me. I actually don't care. This naming of generations is just forget about it. It's just we're all the same. Whatever.
I stopped trying to understand it, like, because I'm like, I don't know if I'm technically a millennial, but I'm like on the cusp of it as well. So it's I stopped caring.
Yeah. So actually, this would be a good time to interview Emily's mom in the chat about what Emily was like as a kid. And here's Hooniverse review. Whoops. Get me an affordable iPad with a screen that is absolute sized with comics I can resell, and I'll start buying digital comics that you can resell. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, there is there's always the resale value for comics. Divine says, as Jess said, you have to consider how we have comic stores only where in Japan manga is more widely sold and available. The switch to digital affects companies differently. I think the switch to digital affects companies differently. And they may have more favorable sales. What am I trying to say here? Greg Recca said creators barely see anything from digital. So maybe in Japan it's different, that they have more favorable contract terms for creators. Of course, he also said something's better than nothing, but that the digital was just pennies compared to everything else.
I am curious as far as how the selling and how creator payout works over there, because here in Western comics are typically once a month that a writer and an artist team, every once in a blue moon you get 2 times a month that they can put out a book, whereas over in Japan in manga it's once a week. Like they crank out a few pages every single week, and that's considered so it's interesting. Hey Gabe.
Hi, Gabe. Hi, guys.
What's up, man?
Not much, dude. Just potty doing potty training right now. So
no problem.
Yeah. a little bit of a disaster.
Of it soon.
Yeah, a little bit of a disaster, but yeah.
So Gabe, sorry.
Speaking of in-stock trades and Emily, the chat should know that Silver Surfer Omnibus by Dan Slott and Mike Allred is at IST right now. It's been out of print for over a year. I don't know how it popped up. I don't know where it came from. I haven't seen anybody talk ever about a reprint for this book. So somehow IST got their hands on some copies of Silver Surfer by Slott and Allred. You have to go get that book. Speaking of comfort books, that book is a comfort to me, just knowing I have it in my collection. I love that book with all my heart. I understand the comparisons. Well, actually, I don't understand the comparisons to Doctor Who because I've never watched Doctor Who. But to me, it is one of the best things Marvel's put out in the past 5 years. So if you're missing the omnibus and have been bemoaning the fact that it's been out of print and pricey, In-Stock Trades has it right now.
I put the link in the chat. I don't know how many copies are left. I don't know. This might be one of those mass buys that they might run out of stock really fast. So fingers crossed.
Yeah. Now let's see.
Speaking of resurrecting from the dead, that thing came out of nowhere.
People want to see your shirt, Gabe.
You got to give me $10 if you want to see my shirt.
We can already see it. Just there you go.
Ooh.
Wow.
That is a cool shirt. Oh, we have a super chat.
Oh, that's where you get to see my shirt.
Morning, folks. I prefer print. This is Led Brazil, but digital is not that horrible. I feel for LCSs, though, if that's the inevitable future. Stay safe, everyone. Well, thank you for your $7 and your opinion.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate that a lot.
Thank you.
We appreciate that. And I'm getting reports in the chat that Silver Surfer by Slott is already at the #2 sales spot at IST.
That's going to go quick.
Yeah, Taylor Brown, talk to your wife. I know you already spent your budget, but talk to your wife. You're not going to spend anything in May and June. So go over budget and get this book while you can. It's a delightful book.
It's still it's 42% off, so you kind of have to get it.
Yeah.
It's a must buy. I think we all agree that's a fantastic read.
Yeah, I love that book.
Very lighthearted, very fun in tone. That would actually fit with today's topic, actually. That book.
I agree.
My copy's signed by Dan Slott. Name dropping.
Nice. I totally agree that is a comfort book. It made me feel good. It made me cry.
Yeah, me too. I've always heard Slott's a real cool guy in real life.
Oh, he's awesome, dude. He's an incredible dude. If anybody's ever met him, you feel bad for all the hate that he gets because he's such a neat dude.
Yeah, he gets so much shit online.
Does he?
Yeah, some of it he kind of.
Well, he killed Spider-Man. You know, he did the whole Doc Ock Superior stuff that people hated.
Yeah,
but now people love it, don't they? Isn't that considered a classic?
I wanted more. I wanted more Superior Spider-Man, and I was one of the ones where I was like, you know what? I'm not crazy about this idea. I'm not stupid enough to actually send him death threats like some idiots out there. I'm not crazy about this idea. Let's see how it plays out. I couldn't get enough Superior Spider-Man.
Right. But when it was going on, before it happened, like when Amazing Spider-Man like 699, 700 came out, and they announced that Doc Ock was going to be Spider-Man and is going to take over the Spider-Man title, people just hated it. Of course, it's always that knee-jerk reaction before you experience anything, but he got a lot of hate for that.
Mm-hmm. Matt.
Okay, I'm just answering something. Blah, 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 just snag. Oh, here we helped a guy out. Just snagged Silver Surfer Omnibus 2 minutes ago. Thanks to you guys. I love this channel. Chest Rockwell, right on, man.
Enjoy, man. You're gonna enjoy it. Let us know what you think about it in the chat sometime.
There's Matt Miranda. How's it going, buddy?
What up, Matt? I know he's working hard still.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely got a job. I agree with Johnny Rando here. iZombie by Allred is great as well. Very different than the show.
The show's fun.
A rushed ending that was forced upon him by editorial. I love iZombie.
And the show's not bad.
I haven't seen it.
It's fun. It's really fun.
It's really different from the book.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really different from the book.
Night and day. But it's still really fun.
Yeah, it's still going on, isn't it? Isn't it still like in like its third or fourth season?
I don't know.
I think there's more episodes of iZombie than there are issues of the comic.
Oh.
Which is a good thing. I mean, good for them.
Oh, Lou, you froze there for a sec.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's all right.
Did you guys already talk about digital versus like print or something?
We talked about manga and digital in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And stuff like that. But that was just an opening kind of conversation we have. And where's this hat from, Gabe? Or where's this picture from?
That's like one of my first videos I did, where I did an unboxing of the Nickelodeon like mystery box kind of thing.
Oh,
yeah.
Do many manga have deluxe hardcover editions? They seem to be paperback for the most part.
Yeah, that hardcover is a new, seems to be like a new thing for manga. Because you got it with, the Akira box set, Berserk, Hellsing, and I think maybe a handful of others, but it's not the norm. It's pretty much, the little Pokebons, the little tiny mangas.
Super chat. Thanks for the info from Justin Page. Just ordered SS Omni. Thanks for the info.
All right, man. People are jumping on that. That's great.
Thank you for the super chat.
I'm pretty sure IC is going to get sold out of that pretty quick.
Probably, yeah.
And Allred's David Bowie book is amazing. I did a whole episode on it for my channel, Omnidog's Vault, on Omnidog's Vault on YouTube. Yeah, I love the Bowie book.
So we're talking about feel-good books, right?
Yeah, we haven't really even started. We're just sort of jumping around,
Oh, okay.
talking to the chat. But
So I was going to bring up Crossed.
here's a compliment for you, Gabe. I just fixed the binding on my Sandman Omni 2 by using your video. How is your Spider-Man Ultimate Omni holding up after you fixed it?
I don't have it anymore. I've sold it since then, but it was still holding up like a champ. So that technique, that glue, it really works.
Is Hellblazer Omnibus on IST also?
I think it's on Amazon. I don't think it's on IST yet.
Oh, okay.
Because I think that fell in the gap of not getting new books.
Right, okay. Speaking of the Akira box set, when will Jess sell me his sealed set sitting on the floor?
That kills me that you still have that in open.
I think it just has toys on top of it. It's even on its side.
Oh my god.
With a stack of Omnis next to it.
Oh my god.
I do like the mother box though. That's dope.
Yeah, I love that thing.
Just somebody trade just their Switch for the Akira box set.
He might do it.
Yeah.
I might. Yeah, I might do that. Dialetto Nerd, where can I see Gabe's video? Do you want to put a link to your channel in the chat?
Let me look it up real fast. It's like the last video I did like a year and a half ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, Hayden McGee, there's not, but there is now. Thank you for reminding me of it.
You're going to see Fat Gabe in this video.
Thank you for reminding me, Hayden.
In the chat. Have at it.
Okay. Got to give a power cosmic high five for the heads up or the Silver Server Omni. Happy Easter, guys. Right on.
Let's get that thing to #1.
Sure.
I honestly didn't even realize it was Easter until this morning.
I didn't realize it was really either until my wife started. I started hearing hymns being sung upstairs. She was streaming our church's service, and she was singing with them.
That's awesome.
She loves singing hymns. That's
awesome, man. I just completely like Good Friday, all that stuff. I'm not religious, so I don't celebrate Easter, so it's completely flew over my head.
And it's kind of weird. We're all home now, so the days sort of run together for me.
No, I agree. I don't know what day it is half the time.
Oh my
God. Friday? Oh. And then I got sick, so I missed the last couple of days of work, so I was really thrown off on what day of the week it was.
Oh God, it's throwing me off completely. Not going into actual work because we're doing digital, but it's still. I wake up and go, "What day is it?" And it's gonna be like this because summer's coming up. It's pretty much gonna be like this for the next 4 months until August. When
I was so bad with that anyway. My wife actually got me a clock that tells me that has a hand that tells me what day it is.
Oh my God,
it's right in my computer upstairs.
Dude, I need one of those because I'm completely thrown off. I'm like, well, I guess, yeah, I get paid on the 15th, so I'm doing it by pay dates. Like, 15th, so it means I'm 3 days away from that, so that means it's the 12th. Okay.
Yeah, and she's, for all intents and purposes, she's retired now, so she's always here. I don't know when she doesn't. I don't have a schedule to go by of her going to work. So I need that clock to tell me what day it is. I don't have any, reference points anymore.
You need a new routine or something, like a daily routine that changes up.
As soon as I can get out of the house again, I will.
Just do just pick out like 7 shirts. And that'll be your okay, it's Wednesday, so I get to wear this cardigan or that shirt.
I wear the blue shirt on Thursday.
Yeah.
Well, that would simplify things. Here's a good question that might be interesting. How did you guys meet? Was it just
Grindr.
on the internets?
Grinder.
Grindr.
I swiped right on Ryley.
I don't think Emily's mom. You missed Emily's mom in the chat, though, Gabe. She was in
here?
the chat for real.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, but I don't. It doesn't look like she's here anymore.
Maybe she thought we were her church. So yeah, go about how you guys met up, how we did this.
We've talked about this before. Right. I reached out to. Long story short, I reached out to Ryley because I was listening to a podcast and I thought it was a horrible podcast, and I was like, well, we could probably do this shit better. It's actually a semi-popular podcast, but I'm not going to name names. It's not 11 o'clock comics.
Good.
Huh?
No, I
not
just
11.
had a reaction.
Got tired of it, and I reached out to Ryley, and I was like, well, let's see if he wants to do something. Because he had, at the time, I don't even know who had the bigger YouTube channel. I think he might have had a few more subscribers than I did at the time. And I was like, well, if we do a show together and, you know, this is kind of a small community, but it's a tight-knit community, maybe people will gather around it. Reached out to him. We did that, and we did the first show and went well. So we did the second show, and then I think the third show, I was like, hey, everybody seems to like this Omnidog guy. And I was like, well, we add him to the show, and Ryley was like, cool, but I gotta let you know he's pretty old, so I don't know how that's gonna work.
He didn't say that, did he?
Dude, he did. He did. He totally did. Well, this was before we really know you that well. He's like, he's kind of an old guy, so we'll see how this works. I was like,
Never knew that.
He didn't say it in a bad way. It was just
yeah, I get it.
So we're like, all right, cool, we'll add Jess. Yeah, whatever. So we added Jess, and that was the lineup for how long would you say it was, the three of us? It was the lineup for a while.
For a long while. At least a year.
It must have been a year, yeah.
At least a year. I feel like it went like that from 2016. When did you start the show? At the end of 2015? Or the beginning of 2016?
It's got to be close to 4 years now. I would say 2016.
Yeah.
And so we had, it was just the three of us for a while, and I think Gabe kind of finagled his way into the show.
That's how that worked. Yeah.
No, for real. He finagled his way into the show. I don't even think we really invited you. I think you just started showing up on the show.
No, what happened was
it was the Omnis. Yeah, you set up the Omnis, and we were like, all right, cool. This guy set up the Omnis. He's doing us a huge favor. We really appreciate it. And we were doing the Omnis, and he just popped up on the live stream out of nowhere. And we're like, all right, I guess this dude's with us. And he just kept showing up. So it's kind of like a lost puppy when you bring him into the house.
He never left.
And he never left. So we're like, all right, we'll keep
Yeah. Well, no, I created our group chat for the Omnis. I was like, hey guys, I added all of us to a chat out of nowhere. I just invited everybody to the chat. And I was like, hey, why don't you guys do like an end of the year awards kind of thing? And I made up, the categories, and I set it all up, and I did all that stuff. And then that's how I started to get to know you guys. And then Lou, you started inviting me on your show.
Oh, that's right.
I was doing shows with you for a while.
I was doing that. Yeah, that's right.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, just every so often we'd pop in back and forth and stuff like that. And then Gio got on to Omniboslive, and then the hurricane hit Puerto Rico, and Gio was out for like a year, and then that's when I got in. And then I did the biggest mistake ever, and I invited Omar in, and he never left.
How did Gio get on? I don't remember how Gio first got on.
I think it was just like a Puerto Rican thing where you guys just kind of just met up.
No, we didn't. I've never met Gio in real life. I don't know how Gio got on.
He was like a silent bro for even before the hurricane. He would behind the scenes. He would help us behind the scenes with a lot of stuff. And then when he got back from the hurricane, he started participating in the live shows. But he was always like a behind the scene bro before that.
Yeah. And then I took a sabbatical because I was dealing with my harpy of an ex at the time, and like a whole bunch of other stuff. Hey, Omar. And
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's when Omar came in.
Yeah.
And fucked it up.
What did I mess up? You sound just like everyone else in my life. I walk into a room and I mess up. Look, Luis was telling us stories, so go ahead, man. I'm just here for a few minutes.
I'm pretty much done. That was it.
Yeah, and Omar took Luis's place for a little while, and then Luis got into a better place, and he came back, and now we're all a happy Brady Bunch family.
And it's been consistent for what, like 2 years? It's been the same? 2 years?
Yeah, a little over 2 years, I think. That's how long we've been doing this. So, I think that was all due to Gabe and what the hell, this guy, Omnidog. That's it. Yeah, they reached out to me.
Yeah.
I think Omnidog took a gamble with me. So.
Yo, what up?
What's up, man?
Now we
Welcome
got
to Full
our
House.
story. Wow, we start talking about everybody, then they show up.
That's
I
all
was
it took,
waiting
man.
for you to talk about me.
That's all it takes.
What were you
Gio,
talking about?
How did you join us? Like, how did you join the show? You're the only one we don't know.
I think like 6 episodes in, you invited me on as a guest, and then the 4 of us got along, and you kept inviting me, so I just, I stayed on the thing. That was 2016, and then Gabe was the 5th OmniBro to join after me.
I thought you were the 5th, Gio.
Oh,
No,
You were way
this is
before
gonna
me.
get awkward.
You were early on. That's
This
right.
is
You
like
were
naming your girlfriends in the past. Oh wait, I thought you were the 5th. Damn, that's bad.
No,
Yeah.
you were early on. I forgot about that. You showed up pretty early on in those episodes.
Mm-hmm. I can look up the dates. I ain't got nothing else to do.
This is a really good question. Have you all met up in person as a whole group? I have
No.
met. I've only
Mm-mm.
met Gabe, and I have met that guy in the corner, OmniBro. Yeah, we've met physically, not intimately, but physically.
Well, take it easy.
I said physically.
I know you did.
Didn't want to take any.
I've met Gabe once at MegaCon a few years ago.
Yeah, I met Luis, I met Omar, and I've met Jess.
Yeah, I met Gabe out in Las Vegas, and I met Ryley in Austin when he was living there.
And none of us have met Gio, so for all we know, he could be a hologram.
And I glitched out.
Yeah, that's what it's like, Max Headroom.
Which would be cool. Which would be cool. So what are y'all talking about? I just came in here for a few minutes to talk just a little bit about something. But what is your all's?
We actually haven't started our topic yet.
Guys, you're 30 minutes, 40 minutes in.
You have no idea. Gabe is tall, dude. I didn't know Gabe was that tall until I met him, and I looked up and I was like,
Damn.
holy crap.
He's like 6. What are you? 6'5"? 6'2"?
6'2". Just 6'2". I'm not that big.
Well, I am the tiniest one here, so to me, you're a giant.
My boss calls me the biggest Mexican. The tallest Mexican.
You are.
You never see a Mexican over 6 feet.
No, man.
Omar, you're here to talk about a poll that you set up that is actually going to relay some important information.
Yeah. I wanted to talk. So a couple of things. Number one, if you all or anyone watching right now knows of a comic book store that's having to get federal assistance, please email me at nearmintcolin@gmail.com, and I will relay that over to the team that's handling that for Marvel. They're going to start helping out. I don't know in what way. I'm not saying they're going to pay your bills or anything. I just know that they're going to try to help out as much as they can. So let me know. Just shoot me an email at nearmintcolin@gmail.com. And if you yourself or if you know any of your comic book stores are having to get federal assistance during this time, that's the big thing. I believe DC is going to start a similar program, but I haven't heard But if you're even thinking about getting federal assistance, I strongly suggest to get started right now, because that's going to take a while. And then the other big thing is right now, the big two are trying to figure out if they want to put out new content digitally, or if people are willing to wait. So I started a poll on YouTube. You just got to go to my YouTube channel and go to like community or on the phone. And there's a poll there that if you want to see new content digitally, and we're just keeping it to comic books right now, yes or no. So, and you can leave comments down below, and I'll make sure to relay that to the appropriate parties. But that's the big thing right now. I think they themselves are trying to figure out what fans want. And of course, it's funny because they realize that we are collectors of collected editions, right? So they have to kind of take it with a grain of salt when it comes from people like us. But then I don't know how long the wait is going to be between new stuff, So
I voted. I went to your poll and I put in my 2 cents.
Cool, good, man. It's good to see difference of opinions in there. So I just wanted to mention that again, because it is kind of important for people that want to read new stuff. But like most of us, there's huge backlogs.
Now the thing with the poll,
I have my own opinion.
That because again, like we're a collected edition collecting community,
Right?
So I took it. I put 2. My comment had yes and no. So it was like yes, digital for new like floppy releases.
Yeah.
But no for collected. And I think again that's
right now.
And
I think right now they're trying to gauge what new comic books. Not necessarily new trade paperbacks yet. We're not to that point. I think they're taking it one step at a time. And the next step is, do people want new, like the next issue of X-Men or the next issue of X-Force or Superman in digital format? Maybe with the hopes of getting a physical release sometime later. That's for now, right? I don't know what's going to happen, but it's just that they're trying to understand what the consumers want. So, that's why I started that, and I told them I would relay the message. So if you haven't voted, just go to my channel and vote. It just takes a few seconds. You don't have to watch any videos or anything.
I found the episodes.
You bastard.
I came in on episode 9. And that was June 10th, 2017.
There's a playlist that I made for the first season of OmniBros, which is all the stuff that was on
Ryley and Luis's channel.
Yeah, because that's when I came in. I was like, you know what? Screw this. This needs to be just one channel as opposed to going back and forth if you want to build like an audience.
Mm-hmm.
But since those videos are on Luis's channel and Ryley's channel, we can't have them on this channel like publicly, or else it screws up our monetization and all that kind of stuff. So it's a hidden like playlist. So if anybody wants, I can just throw a link to the playlist in the chat if you want to watch those old episodes.
One more thing to take into consideration before you vote. Can you highlight Brian Meenan's comment?
The shutdown one?
Yeah, please. Okay, so he brings up a good point. This shutdown will actually help writers and artists get ahead, and I can see titles going weekly to claw back some money. Yes. So the issue with digital right now is a lot of people that work for Marvel and DC are contractors. And if you know anything about contractors, is you get paid by the job. You don't get paid unless you have an exclusive deal with Marvel or DC, you get no insurance, you get no weekly pay or bi-weekly payments for however that works. So I think that's why they're trying to they're trying to understand if the consumers want digital, then they can start paying some of these people. Now it's not gonna be like they get paid when physical books are out. They're not gonna get paid as much, but at least it's something. So that's another reason why. And I wanted to bring that up too, is that these creators that are contracted that don't have exclusive deals are not getting paid. That's why you see a lot of people stepping up, like Jim Lee, Rob Liefeld, Tom McFarlane, are stepping up to do commissions for things and for comic book stores or for people that are not contracted. Or you see Donny Cates reaching out to people like, hey, if you're an artist, reach out to me. I may have some work. So just keep that in mind before you vote too. But guys, I got to go back upstairs, wash some dishes. That is my husbandly duty to do today as the kids are getting ready to eat some candy.
All right, man.
Much love to you all. It's good to
Happy
see you all. I will
Easter to
be
you and
back on
family,
tomorrow. So, Luis, we haven't done an episode in a while, so I wish I could stay, man. Or try to join on Monday. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, I could do tomorrow. I don't see
If you can. It'd be good to have everybody on. It'd be good to see all of you. But anyway, I gotta go. You all be good. Everybody in the chat, enjoy these guys.
Later.
Bye, Omar.
So I put the link to the season 1 OmniBros in the chat. So you can see, the first episode, I closed it. You can see the dates. Just joined the 3rd episode. Gio's first episode was the 9th. My first episode was like the 19th. It's like 30 or 40 episodes. It's like 36 episodes that season 1 was.
Yeah. That season 1 was rough too. It was fun, but it was really rough. It was far less structured, and we would go on all of
Yeah, they were 2+ hour episodes all the time.
Huh?
All the time. Those episodes were 2+ hours.
Yeah. It wasn't strange that we would go like close to 3 hours in those early shows.
Yeah.
One of the episodes has my favorite tagline for an OmniBros. It's 99 problems, but a pitch ain't one. And it was about you guys pitching comic book ideas. I don't think I was on, or maybe I was. I don't know. But I think Ryley came up with that idea.
I think so too.
We need to do a trivia. We got to find trivia cards so we can do a trivia episode again. Those
Oh,
are always
I have trivia questions. We can
Oh,
do
you got more?
tomorrow night if you want.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, let's do a trivia episode.
Yeah, we can do that tomorrow night. I have Gio sent me a link to a bunch.
Okay,
It's
cool.
not just Marvel, it's DC and Marvel.
That sounds good. Yeah, we can do that tomorrow.
Make Havoc is saying that link is private, Gabe.
Well, I thought private, man, if you had the link, you could see it.
I'm checking, and I can't see it either.
All right. Well, maybe it's hidden. I don't know. I don't know how to. There's a way you could do a playlist where it's not up there, but if you have the link, people can watch it. I'll figure it out.
Everybody's saying it's private.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm sorry.
So did we want to talk about the topic at all? We've gone 50 minutes without talking about the topic.
What was the topic again?
Why Spawn is the best animated series ever? No? Okay.
Why I hate Toby in The Office. Because I'm going through it for my first time right now. I really hate Toby.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
I've never seen I'm going through it my first time. I hate
Oh, man, I'm jealous. I would love to watch The Office for the first time again.
I
Same.
hate
Good.
Toby, and I think Creed's killed somebody, but I can't confirm it yet. I'm on season 3 right now. So I'm pretty early on. But I hate Toby. Man, that show, man, that first season was not that good. Like, Michael Scott's not even likable in the first season. He's just an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a while to get his feet.
Exactly.
Once I don't want to spoil it. There's a point where I guess it's the inevitable happens, and then the show kind of really changes gears and goes screaming downhill. I don't want to say it out loud, but I'm sure you know what I'm talking about.
But even then, I still liked it. I still had fun with it. No, there's
That's
a
when
dip
it stopped
quality
watching.
there.
Now, if you like The Office and you haven't seen Parks and Rec, that's another one that's is very similar to The Office and just hilarious.
I've seen it twice. I think Parks and Rec is better. I love Parks and Rec.
I love Parks and Rec too.
I'm going through a show that I've never watched before. Scrubs.
Oh,
Scrubs
I
is good.
love Scrubs.
Scrubs is real good. Yeah.
Never seen it before. This is my first time going through it.
John C. McGinley as Dr. Cox is awesome.
Yeah, he's great. His ex-wife, she's gorgeous. Oh God, I got such a crush on her.
Oh, she was on the Drew Carey show.
Yeah.
Wait, who are we talking about? Oh, yeah.
Her name's Jordan on the show.
Yeah. Then she was on Cougar Town, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's great.
Just stop the office after Steve Carell leaves. Does he leave? I know he leaves early from the show. Does it get that bad?
He was the energy, I think.
I mean, it dips in quality, but I still enjoyed it. I still had fun watching it.
There's a point where it switches gears from it being Steve Carell show to the Pam and what's his face's show, and that's when I really kind of lost interest in it.
You haven't seen the fire drill episode yet, right, Louise?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love that. That's my favorite episode of the whole series.
Yeah, some of that stuff, I'm like, man, some of these jokes, they would get a Twitter storm of just people pissed off if it would air today.
Oh, there's a lot of like racially uncomfortable topics and jokes in that show. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's
like,
great.
It's great.
And sexual harassment jokes and like feminism jokes and just all kinds of stuff like that. Yeah.
It's hilarious, but I don't know if it would play today without over the top and how ugh.
I think it makes it funnier because it's there's such a more socially aware sensitivity going on these days. So watching it now, you're like, whoa.
Like the Mary Sue would, their whole front page would be why Michael Scott is a sexist pig or something like that on their website. I need to watch Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh yeah,
that's a good one. That's one that's like it's a little hit and miss because it's kind of like that Seinfeld humor that I don't quite get, but there's some really good stuff in there. I think I might have changed the settings on the that playlist correctly. We'll see what's up. Everybody in the chat, let me know. No, the show's not on iTunes anymore. Something happened. It changed something, and I couldn't get it to work back up. But I have a way of figuring something else out. We'll see what we can do about putting it back on iTunes.
So books that make us feel good. What do you got, Jess?
Well, I think comfort books remind me of my childhood. So maybe you guys are the same. And of course, my childhood's different than your guys, obviously, since it happened 30 years earlier. So for comfort books, I will highlight the first one that I would highlight. I'll highlight 4 books and then send it over to you guys. But I would say Silver Age DC books are my comfort, and this is the Flash first Silver Age omnibus.
Nice.
And so this is what I would go to for comfort because this just reminds me of being a little kid, safe at home, mom and dad helping me pay 12 cents for a comic book, and Carmine Infantino's the artist, and all the pseudoscience doesn't make any sense, but I didn't care. I was 8 years old, whatever. The Flash, I loved everything about it, and it's still one of my favorite runs. It's one of the few runs that I actually completed and then sold, except for showcase number 4. I had everything else.
Nice.
And then I sold it all for healthcare. That is coming up soon. And here we have Grodd the Talking Gorilla. So Silver Age Flash is one. The other Silver Age comfort book that I would go to is Legion of Superheroes. This is where it makes no sense at all. You've got some of these superheroes with the most ridiculous powers ever, and I don't see how it would help you in any kind of battle or crisis. Like Matter Eater Lad, okay, he can eat anything. How is that helping you defeat like Starro or anybody else? He can eat matter. And Bouncing Boy, that's ridiculous. He can bounce. That's supposed to help you against Brainiac 29 or something. And the superpowered kids in this are just I love how nutty these books were, but I also loved them as a kid. They're supposed to be teenage, teenage superpowered kids in the 29th century or whatever it was, 30th century. And these stories, of course, let's see, I believe this is when we have the, well, I know it's when we have the Super Tots, but I think this episode is, this book has Death of Pharaoh Lad in it, but which is, of course, the greatest comic book ever. Anyway, so it's got lots of nostalgia for me, and that's where I would find my comfort. And same for this book, Supergirl. These stories went on where she arrives on Earth and she has to be kept a secret, and she's raised in an orphanage and she gets adopted and she has a childhood crush on this guy, and it made sense to me back then as a kid reading about childhood romances, teen romances and stuff, but these things are so G-rated and so wholesome that I love them now, just to look back and see how innocent comics really were back then. I understand, and also I love the art. Mooney's art in these is great, and I understand the comics are much better written these days, but these are just fun for me as a kid, and so I would definitely nest back in these books for comfort, and then to have fun, as Hayden brought up, I would read Harley Quinn of a modern day run. This is a good thing for me to think of reading. If I hadn't read it so many times already, I'd read it again, but I've already read this book about 30 times. So I need to reread it just because it's so much fun. But this is a book that would make me feel good just because it's a blast to read and tons of fun. And there's 3 Omnis that are still in print and very easy to understand and very wacky and very funny. And Harley Quinn this is the run that made me fall in love with Harley Quinn, the New 52 run, where she's not the psychopathic Joker girlfriend. She's more interested in doing good and having fun and helping the people in her life. And so that's the Harley Quinn that I really dig. And I've never been, I mean, I understand her origin and I understand where she comes from and this and that. And so I understand that side of her, but that's the side of her that made me fall in love with Harley Quinn.
Awesome. Have you seen season 2 yet?
No.
Yeah, season 2 aired last week.
I have episode 1. I need to get episode 2.
Season 2 of the Harley Quinn show?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I didn't even know there was a season 2 yet. Wow, awesome.
Yeah, it's if you have not watched that show, it is awesome. I love that show, and it was you two. You guys were the ones that turned me onto the show, and it's worth it's worth it so much. Oh my god,
it's on the DC app, right?
Oh yeah, it's totally worth your time, dude. If you haven't watched it, like her relationship with Poison Ivy, how that all plays out. Kite Man and Poison Ivy is the thing in the world, and Kite Man is the biggest tool bag that you have ever met. It's such a great fun show.
And Ivy is so embarrassed to be dating him, and it's so great. Ivy, Lake Bell does such a great job voicing Ivy.
She kills it.
The show.
She kills it as Ivy. She does such a fantastic job.
Yeah, I just need episode 2, and then I'll watch 1 and 2.
Great choices, Jess. That's all good stuff, man. I think a lot of this stuff is going to be from our childhood. Are those your choices?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Cool, man. I've got 2 real quick. My first one's going to be I don't have it with me because I'm digital, but Calvin and Hobbes. specifically that complete Calvin and Hobbes collection, which is just beautiful. If you haven't gotten it, the hardcover edition it's a little bit more. I'm not sure if it's out of print or not, but it's beautiful. It's such a beautiful little collection of such a great series of my childhood. We didn't have a lot of money growing up, so which probably leads to why I have such money problems now. But neither here nor there. But one thing that I do remember was that my father and my mom would pick up the Sunday paper, and with that paper, I would read all the comic strips like over and over and over again, just obsessed. And Calvin and Hobbes was always one of the ones that I would always read every single time the first time. I love Calvin and Hobbes, and just reading those again and how lighthearted and how fun and tone they are, just how brilliant and just overall heartwarming a lot of that stuff is. And a lot of the stuff also, they have a lot of great life lessons in some of those little strips.
Mhm.
Incredible. I mean, just absolutely incredible. And what was the author's? I'm blanking on the author's name right now.
Watterson.
Watterson. Yes, and I have to give Watterson credit where credit is due, because he hasn't officially licensed that stuff out to anybody. Like he has kept the reins on that stuff real tight for a reason, for a good reason. Because if not, we'd probably get like Universal with like the Minions company making Calvin and Hobbes. Oh God, I want to see that. But yeah, man, it's something that hits just so deep into my childhood, and I absolutely love it.
Have you seen the that Dear Mr. Watterson documentary?
No, I haven't.
Oh, you are missing out. It's on Amazon.
Is it
It's
good?
all about Calvin and Hobbes. I think it's one of his few actual like interviews that he's done. I don't think he's interviewed on camera, but it's an audio interview. So
Oh,
he
wow.
talks about certain things as well, and you get to see like there's like a Calvin and Hobbes museum, because he's never sold any of the original art either. It's all in like his own Calvin and Hobbes museum that you can go to and look at. You can actually go see the original art, but nobody owns it. He hasn't sold it to anybody. So
Oh, I'd like
but
to
yeah,
see
he
that.
never licensed any of that stuff. Like all that, like Calvin and Hobbes, like peeing on like the Ford symbols or flipping people off. That's all, underground black market stuff that people did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's pretty tight-lipped. He's a very private person. I think he retired from doing Calvin and Hobbes just to do painting. That's what he does. He just paints. From the last thing that I heard at his house, he just paints by himself. He's very private. Man, that is just peak stuff from my childhood. Absolutely love it. The next choice that I would go with is Bone. Talked about Bone a few times here. Bone is such a fun. Did I take your choice, Gio? I can't hear you.
You're muted. You muted yourself.
Actually, real quick, the Dear Mr. Watterson is free on Vudu. I'll put the link in the chat if anybody wants to see it.
Yeah. So, yeah, Gio, I didn't take it, did I?
No, I've never read it.
Oh, okay, cool. So Bone is an all ages, super fun, lighthearted book that's been kind of compared to the Lord of the Rings of comics in terms of scale and in terms of the story that it tells. And it's such a great, fun story that starts off with kind of more of a series of one-shot issues involving three relatives, the Bone family, and how they get into mischief and hijinks. Eventually, it branches out into a basically Lord of the Rings kind of quest of saving their world against, man, it's been years since I've read this, against like this witch. And it's such a great, fun, all ages book that you could read with your kids, and it just takes me back. Just once again, it takes me back to my childhood.
Good choices. Really good choices.
There is a complete collection of Bone out. Yeah, it's a giant paperback. It's the paper's really cheap on that. I think they re-released it a few years ago though in colored covers, haven't they? Am I mistaken?
I think there's a hardcover. There's a lot of different editions of Bone out there. I've never read a single page of Bone. I have no idea.
And that's my picks.
Nice.
Oh, what happened to Gio?
We lost you.
Yeah, he said it could be kind of sketchy.
I'm still here.
Okay, good.
Sorry.
Gabe, what about you? Feel good comics, man?
I'm going to just I'll scan my my stuff real quick, but I'm definitely going to go with Super Sons.
Mm,
Oh, good choice.
100%, because we all read that early last year,
yeah.
or at the end of last year, and we couldn't stop talking about it. What a great book. It's fun to see two newer characters really develop, and especially two characters who are in the shadows of their parents, obviously. You know, with Damian being Batman's son and Jonathan being Superman's son. But even though they're in the shadow of their parents, they branched off into a series that I felt was more exciting and more fun and more enjoyable than half the Batman Superman comics are out there. So definitely 100% Super Sons. What a great read. It was fun. Even the Dynamite stuff in there was great as well. Burnside Batgirl. I'm going to throw that in there real quick. I love that book. That is a really good fun. Lots of good soul in that book. I scared Jess away with Batgirl. That's a series that gets not enough love. The Omnibus got canceled. But if you want, that's one of the biggest changes they did in the middle of New 52 that I absolutely fell in love with, was seeing Barbara Gordon kind of age back a little bit into being like a young adult. Like she's just starting college. She's in a band, or her friends are in a band, and just going through all that great stuff. All the turmoil of her being, you know, I don't even know if they even really accounted it or not. I have to read it again if she ever did get shot by Joker in that or not. I believe she was, and she got out of it pretty quick and healed. Let me see. Oh, we talked about it earlier. I need to go get it though. We talked about it not too long ago. The mighty Avenger Thor. No, what is it called? Lou, me and you were talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Thor the Mighty Avenger. Thor the Mighty Avenger is definitely top notch, top of the line, fun, all ages, but not all ages. That's in like a kiddie kind of, you know, smaller verbiage or easy storylines. It's just a fun book that everybody could enjoy. It is definitely Chris Samney's art in there is a big standout. I forgot who wrote it, but that is, I don't know if Jess has ever read it. I think Jess is missing out because I don't think he has read it yet. But Thor the Mighty Avenger.
Is that a smaller sized book, or is it regular size?
I think it's a regular size trade, like a complete collection is out there.
Or the Mighty Avenger. Okay.
And I believe it's on eBay for like $7 or something like that.
Oh, it's out of print?
That's out of print.
You would love it, Jess.
Avenger.
You would love it, man.
Okay.
Yeah,
there's a complete collection. It's like $10 on eBay right now.
That came out right before, if I remember correctly, Jason Aaron started his Thor run. And it's such a beautiful, we talked about this 2 weeks ago, such a beautiful love letter to Thor and the comics. And I don't rate that many comics perfectly. I would honestly, that's almost a perfect comic in my eyes.
Yeah, definitely. Roger Langridge was the writer. He did the Muppet Show.
This is Thor the Mighty Avenger you're talking about is almost perfect?
Yes.
For me,
yes.
Absolutely.
Wow.
From the art to the story, it's everything I look forward to in comics. I just love it. I absolutely. I think huh?
It's one trade paperback?
One complete collection trade.
It was broken up into two. I think it was two smaller like trade paperbacks at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then they put it into a complete collection. And yeah, it is fantastic. It is It's Chris Samney who did Daredevil with Mark Waid, who did Black Widow with Mark Waid. I can't think what he's doing now, if anything, but his art in that book is a huge, huge standout. It's some of the best fun comics that you're ever going to really come across, especially with mainline characters like Thor and Superman and stuff like that. This is that top-notch book. 2013 it came out. 2013.
Okay.
But yeah, that's going to be the under the radar Omnibroslive pick. It's a book nobody talks about. It's completely getting buried underneath everything else. It gets no spotlight, but everybody needs to go out and find a copy of that and read it, love it, come back to us and talk to us about it. It is great. We all need to get it. We all should find a copy and make that like our next kind of read along.
Wow.
Amazon is selling it for $1,012.90.
Don't buy that copy.
There you go. You guys are getting your stimulus checks pretty soon. Drop it on. And you'll still have some change left over.
I just bought a copy on eBay right now as we were talking.
How much is it on eBay?
$18.03.
That's
And I have 39 cents in eBay bucks that I'm going to put towards it.
Nice.
Yay. Suck it.
If you want to talk about books that are in print, like that Silver Surfer Omni by Dan Slott and Mike Allred, which is all of a sudden in print and on InStockTrades.com, we're talking InStockTrades.com, where you can get your collected editions up to 50% off. Loyalty discounts add 2% to that. There's always an Omnibroslive discount code every quarter. At the end of every month, IST is kind enough to send us a $50 gift card to give away. In the United States, if you order $50 or more worth of books, you get free shipping, fabulous customer service, fabulous packaging. That's InStockTrades.com. Stimulus check is what we're getting sent here in the United States by Congress
Did anybody get their shit?
to help out with everybody's financial situation during the COVID crisis.
We're getting pennies. Yay! No, I haven't gotten mine yet. People, apparently Chime is the one that's been sending it out the fastest.
Oh,
People,
I thought you spelled Chase. I was like, I got Chase, but where's my check?
What's Chime?
Chime is the digital bank. It's like a new digital bank that they have out now and stuff. Apparently, they've been just here, take the money. Like they've just been immediately, the minute they get it, they've just been handing it out to their people.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So the stimulus check is, what is it? Anybody who made who made less than 150,000?
75.
75 a person.
75 a person. So it's 150 per household. Gets $1,200 plus $500 per child.
And then after 75, it decreases or whatever it is. I forgot.
Yeah.
Which, yeah. Hey.
And there's good things, there's bad things, there's critics behind it, of course, and things like that. But we'll see what happens. I thought Canada had a stimulus thing as well. I don't know anybody else going on.
Yeah, they do. Theirs is. Well, we're not going to get into it, but yeah, I have my opinions on theirs. It's better.
I'm gonna have to check to see how they're gonna get ours to us. If it's gonna be by direct deposit or by mail or what?
It's direct deposit if you followed your 2018, 2019 with direct deposit. Otherwise, it's a check, and the checks are supposed to be going out within the next, like at the end, like the last ones are going to be the checks.
And they're saying it could take up to September to send out the last checks. Like through the mail.
Holy.
Yeah.
Yay.
Gio, do you have books that are comfort books?
Not with me right now. I don't know. I got nothing. I'm sorry. I am unprepared.
No Aquaman? Nothing, man?
I mean, for me, it's comfort, but for a lot of people, it's like, oh, Aquaman. I mean, they're wrong. But
It's
There's no wrong or right answer.
it's about it's about what comforts you.
Yeah.
sure. One of my favorite Aquaman books is the Jeff Parker stuff, actually. I love what Jeff Johns did, but Jeff Parker brought a sense of like swashbuckling adventure to the title. And the Maelstrom storyline, which I think I recommended a few episodes ago, it's great. It's a fantastic look at Arthur's life and his relationship with his mother and the things that happen in that book. I'd love it. And they borrowed some elements from that book to I can't talk today. Sorry. For the movie, for the live action movie.
Okay.
Yeah, I could go into manga, but I know that you guys don't want to hear about manga.
Talk about your top 2 manga that you feel are like comfort food to you.
When it comes to manga, I don't own a lot compared to other collectors out there, but I do love The Ancient Magus Bride. It's comforting that it's such a relaxing series about magic and nature and our role in it. It also reminds me of Mushishi, which is also a pretty docile book where it examines humans' role with nature and the spirits, and I like reading about that stuff. It's very comforting.
Beautiful. I love the world building they do in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially Ancient Magus Bride. I compared it to like if you like Harry Potter, but want something totally different. Ancient Magus Bride is like that, where it's this world of magic that opens up with our protagonist, and you learn about like dragons and potions and just the day-to-day lives of these characters doing magic and the creatures and all that stuff. So it's really good.
Is that still ongoing?
It is, but there hasn't been a new volume in Japan in quite a while, and we just got the latest one over here stateside.
And of the manga I've read, I'll chime in real fast. One Piece. One Piece is one of the just fun, smile on your face, the whole time you're reading that kind of story. For me.
Where are you at in One Piece?
Jesus, I don't know, man. I stopped. I didn't stop reading manga, but I just haven't gotten around to reading anything in a while. God, it had to been like volume 20, somewhere around there. I have to find my stack. But
you got far.
Dude, I was killing it. I was killing it for a while. And then I put it on hold because we were doing the Daredevil readathon. And I'm not quite sure where we are with that anymore. And with that, because of Daredevil, I started reading Fantastic Four. And I've been reading Fantastic Four from number 1 with the Epic Collections. I've been reading through that stuff. But I do want to get back on the train with One Piece, Berserk. There's just so much to read, and I have very little time a lot of times to do stuff. Like even when I'm reading the Epic Collections of Fantastic Four, I'm lucky if I can get 1-2 issues read in a day. Because not unfortunately, but I am working on a daily basis, so I don't get a lot of free time. Sad.
Yeah. Okay.
When you get back into Berserk, let us know.
Oh yeah, 100%, dude. We'll get back into it.
How have the online auctions been working for you guys? Because I've seen a lot of my local stores around here trying that as well.
Oh, we're killing it. We're killing it. Absolutely. It's carrying us through this whole thing. No problem. It's going to be a new business channel definitely after everything opens back up.
Cool. That was your idea, right?
That was my idea. Yep.
Nice.
I was doing it for like almost a year before this happened. So I was able to kind of cultivate and develop a fan base, or a group of people who visit our Instagram just to buy books for like these live sales. And then when everything shut down and nobody could buy books anywhere else anymore, it really blew up and turned into like a daily thing. So we're doing great with it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I have a question before we wrap it up, and it has nothing to do with comics, so I don't care. Okay. I want to get eventually, not now, I'm not in a hurry. I want to get the Gears 4 game for Xbox. And I'm looking online, and the picture from what I've seen on the eBay listings, it says that it includes the 4 previous games. Is that real? Like, do I get Gears 4 and I can download all the other ones, or is that like a limited thing? How does that work? Does anybody know in the chat or you guys?
No idea. I have no time for video games, man. I want that Final Fantasy VII so bad. I just know I really think I don't have the time to play it, so I just canceled my order through Amazon.
Oh my god, it's so good. It's so good.
I've never played the original, so I'm not going to play the remake.
No, dude, I've never played the original either.
But I want to play the original. It's one of my things on my wish list for gaming. I want to play all the Final Fantasy games up to 10, because I don't care about the other ones. After.
7's great, dude, for Final Fantasy West, because it was such a game changer. And I know people like Omar just, have their gripes and their complaints about it, of course. But 7 was really just, that is, from my memory, from my circle of friends, from my knowledge of video games playing at the time, that was a game where you're like, wow, these Japanese RPG games are something new and different, and really kind of brought that into like the mainstream, really, with 7, and that just became a huge, massive thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a classic. It's a classic.
Yeah, I'm playing the remake right now, and I absolutely, man, it's everything that I've never played the original, but speaking with people who have, and one of my best friend growing up was his dad owned a video game store, so I always grew up around that stuff. But it's incredible everything that they've done with it so far. It looks so good.
Nice. Somebody's telling me that PlayStation's better than Xbox. I have both, so I don't mind. You're probably right. I'm not into like, oh, this one's better than the other one. But yeah, you're probably right. I got an Xbox. I had no games for it, and then I looked the video up and like, here's some cool Xbox games that you can try. I'm like, cool. I tried the first Gears of War game, and I really liked it, so I want to play the whole series. But if it's a downloadable code, I guess I'm gonna have to get this game sealed, right? So I can get the code.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, because otherwise people are gonna sell it with a used copy, DLC thing. Damn it. Okay, I'll figure.
But
something out.
you can get Final Fantasy VII, like the PS1 game, like anywhere. Like that's like one of the most like. It's on everything. Like it was on the PSP. You could download it on almost every system and on your phone and anything else.
There's a rare version of it though. I think it's the black label. That's rare, and that's worth more than the green label that came out later.
Yeah, all the black label PS1 are more expensive because they're the first printing.
Yeah, they're the first.
I have it. There's a first print of it, where there's like a spelling error or like a type error when they were typing. I have it upstairs. When I was out buying a bunch of video games, I had to get the black label Final Fantasy VII. But there's one that has like the typeset was wrong, so some of the letters are off track, and that's like the first print.
Here's what I got. This is what kickstarted my thing.
Oh, 7 and 8? That's cool.
Yeah. I got this from Play Asia. So I want to play this, but I also want to go back and play the originals and all that stuff. So yeah, I'll play this first, and then 100 years from now, I'll get the remake.
So that's not the remake. That's
no,
the original
ported to the Switch in a twin pack with the Final Fantasy VIII.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
For those asking, I'm in my bedroom, and I don't really like showing my bed in videos, which is why the camera's angled, so it looks emptier than what it is when I film this stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. Bedtime with the OmniBros. That's all right.
Yeah, it's fine.
Trust me, somebody out there is like, oh yeah. They won't mind.
If anybody saw the living room that I have, it's far from the opposite of minimalist.
Okay. I loved Gears of War 1 and 2, by the way. I love those games.
Nice.
So I think we've gone on for an hour and a half, and we managed to touch on our topic, which was good. We touched on a lot of other topics, which was good. The chat was great. Thank you to the chat. I don't know where Gabe went. I don't want to sign off without him.
I think he's looking for something.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll wait then.
All right, 5 minutes, guys. Get your questions in.
We're not doing shelfies this week because we weren't prepared, but we'll do them again next week.
Or we can do it tomorrow, right?
Oh yeah, we don't have anything to do tomorrow. We can do it tomorrow.
Yeah, if we're doing trivia, we can end the trivia show with 1 or 2 shelfies.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So bring your popcorn, bring your preferred beverage. Trivia night. We're gonna kick some butt.
Yeah,
Not really.
good.
Joe, no, you can only get this game through sites like PlayAsia. It's $50, I think, and something else for shipping. It was like buying a $60 game, basically. But yeah, you get, because these 2 games are available digitally. You can buy them from the eShop, no problem. But I wanted to have the cartridge.
I've heard mixed things of 8 though.
I want them to release every single Final Fantasy game for the Switch so I can own them.
Oh man, I'm waiting for that and the Persona games that come to Switch. It's inevitable for the Persona stuff. How many? What's on the Switch right now as far as Final Fantasy? It's 7 through what?
7, 8, 9, 10, X2. I think those.
12 is on there.
12 is on there.
11 was an MMO.
I think that's it.
I think that's it. Yeah.
But they need to come out like a anniversary collection, and you can port the other 6, the early 6 games or something. That'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Hooniverse review. The show starts at 8 p.m. Monday nights Eastern Standard Time.
EST.
Not Pacific time.
Correct.
We don't do Pacific time here.
No.
What did Gabe go look for? Oh, there he is.
There he is. Were you looking for something?
I was looking for my Final Fantasy VII. I thought I'd find it, but I couldn't.
Mm.
But speaking of feel-good books, did you guys ever read this book? I stumbled across this while looking for it.
Oh, I've read it.
Brave and the
That's
Bold
great.
33.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't read this, just get it digitally, or because this is like a close to $100 back issue, I think, these days.
Really?
It's a really.
Yeah, this ties into it's. How do I say it without really spoiling it? Batgirl, Wonder Woman, and Zatanna all go out on like a girls' night out.
Mm-hmm.
They go clubbing, they go drinking, they go meeting dudes, all that kind of fun stuff. But it ties in and leads into something very dramatic and something iconic within the DC universe. So I think it's in a collected edition, but you don't. It's a one and done story by JMS and Cliff Chang on the art. I would just find it digitally somewhere and pay the $2 or whatever and just read it digitally if you don't have it already. But this is definitely, it's a great fun book, and then it just ends on a really sad, somber situation.
Brave and Bold 33.
Yes.
The art is by Cliff Chang, if I remember correctly.
Yep. Beautiful stuff.
I have it on my tablet. It's great.
And it can be read by itself. I don't think I've read it.
It's a one issue.
It's a one-shot thing.
Has to be read.
I don't think I've read that.
You need to, Jess. You would love it.
Okay. So thank you to the chat. Thank you to everybody watching this afterwards. Thank you to Emily's mom for showing up for the first part of the chat.
Ooh.
Yeah. So Lou, where can they find you and what do you do?
You can find me at Comics Guy 101 on Twitter and on the YouTube. That's pretty much where you can find me.
And Gabe?
You can find me Instagram, Gabe Loves 90s Comics, and in the Omnibus Collectors group.
And you can find A Week in Geekdom where?
You can find me on my channel posting almost daily, talking about anime, comics, manga, all that fun stuff.
Nice. And you can find me, Omnidog, on Omnidog's Vault on YouTube and Omnidogs_Vault on Instagram. So thank you to my co-hosts. Thank you to the chat. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you to InStockTrades.com for being our awesome sponsor. And with that, we say peace and love. Peace and love. See you tomorrow night.
Night, everybody.
Bye. Bye-bye.